Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play! Today we're taking a look at the latest board game offering from Mantic. It's going to be Here's Negan. This is the prequel story to Negan's arrival at Sanctuary and the formation of the Saviors, and kind of like the, I guess, origin story for his character and a bunch of the sort of founding fathers of Sanctuary too in The Walking Dead. Now, if you've played sort of classic, I guess, adventure crawl board games like Hero Quest or Space Hulk, this game sort of feels like kind of a crossing both. There's some campaign play, there's survival mode where you play 12 missions in order, which is what we're going to be doing today, with some knock-on consequences and stuff, and there's some sort of like mechanics and stuff you can feel from old board games, like a blip counter basically for unnoticed zombies that move around the board, and a threat level, of course, which is very similar to the Walking Dead miniature war game, that can like end the game if it gets too hairy basically and there's zombies everywhere. Now this game, it harkens back actually to a very specific Space Hulk mission that was from the original 1990 edition of Space Hulk, which was where you had to escort the cat. Except in this case, the cat is a 6'4" psychopath with a spiked bat and gun named Negan, and you have to get him across the board. So you're basically escorting him everywhere all the time, and he has a little phrase where he freaks out and does things. He's either happy with you or he's mad at you, and he can be a whole wild card all on his own. And yeah, so there's 12 missions you can play through, either just one at a time for fun, or play through with knock-on consequences, which is what I'm going to do, to show the I guess the progression, the story of the clearing of Sanctuary. Now, this is a great game for 1 to 5 players. You can play it all by yourself, which is what you'll see me doing for the first couple missions. Or you can actually get a group of 5 people who can play it, not really competitively, it's a cooperative game, but there's some bonuses to being the top dog, basically. You're all vying for Negan's favor, and if you're in Negan's favor, you can get kind of bonuses to start the next mission and stuff. So not only are you trying to complete the mission and win, you're trying to do it in such a way that you make him happy, so that he doesn't kill you later on and or steal all your stuff, because he's Negan. So he's my spirit animal, who I'd probably turn into if there was a zombie apocalypse. So yeah, without any further ado, we'll share the contents of the box, we'll share the basics of the rules, and we'll get this underway. So here's Negan, all painted up. You get 16 double-sided board tiles to lay out and represent your little slice of Sanctuary that you're working in. You get 12 walker models, lovely pre-built PVC, one-piece cast, pre-assembled zombies, all different, not a single repeat in the bunch, which I think is awesome. So if you're just looking to start a collection of modern zombies, this is a fantastic box set to do so with. And then you get your group of survivors, or I guess pre-saviors, led by the man, the legend himself, which is Negan. You get on top of that Sherry in her little sweater there, Laura with her assault rifle, Dwight with his knife and crossbow, and then you get John with the crowbar, and Tara with the knife and bun there. And they're ready to go, I guess, take a slice of Sanctuary. You also get this adorable little Lucille. You know, if you just, for whatever reason, you need a tiny miniature of a gore-covered baseball bat. I don't know, maybe you were making some 12-inch G.I. Joe scale Inglorious Bastards models and you needed one. That's the only other reason I can think of that you'd want one. And then all your gummins to play. So you get double-sided door tokens that you flip to be open and closed. You get your secured, unsecured tokens for rooms. So whether you've swept them or not, basically, you have to try and secure these rooms, because Negan gets mad if he goes into an unsecured room. You get your walker access points that are all tied to various threat levels. So the more dangerous threat level is, that's where walkers come in. So obviously progressing down the board here. And then you get your exit point. That's where you're trying to get Negan to. He needs to be escorted all over the place. Can't be left alone. Always needs to be grown up. And this is sort of like where you're trying to take him to. Now on top of that, you get supply markers. So some 25mm 1-inch supply markers here. Fuel drums for, room stuff. Barricades that can be in various rooms. Objective pieces like a furnace, loading door, medical area. Just sort of like 2D terrain. Same with some vents. This is just more of the other access tokens. Action bonus tokens, fire tokens if a room gets lit on fire. You get your threat level tracker, starts at 1. And then you get your room cards for every time you open a room. There's a random room that you flip open, and your supply cards that you flip over if you crack a supply token. On top of that, you have a walker reference card for what they do, and the event table for which you draw every turn during their phase. Negan's actions, because he'll do random stuff for his phase. All your characters, so Sherry, Laura, Dwight, Tara, and John. Your dice, it uses the same dice as The Walking Dead, along with the sheriff's die there too for randomizing events. Activation tokens, health tokens, and then these little rep markers, there's little clips that go on the side. Now, what's cool about these is that they track everything from being bitten, just like in The Walking Dead, to being healthy. And then finally get your blips. And your blips are just like in Space Hulk, except instead of a number, it's usually a die color. So it's random, you flip it over, that's how many walkers under that one. So they could be none, they could be some, they could be whatever, random walkers. So we're gonna pick one right now for training day. It starts right here. And I'll explain this mission. So this is the first entering Sanctuary, basically. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unsecured rooms, and we're gonna try and make our way escorting Negan. Now, Negan has a path he follows. Every scenario gives you a path you're gonna walk down to do things, and he's gonna try and follow that path. And we can call him along the path too by spending actions to do so. Now there's 4 phases in the game, technically, with the end phase. There's first the activated survivor phase where the actions take place. You do 2 actions per player, and they have to all be different, so you can't do like shoot twice or fight twice. You can move 3 squares in the move. You can attack in melee or shooting for an action. You can search if you're adjacent to a scavenge token and there's nobody nearby. You can do all kinds of things like open doors. You can secure a room for an action. There's also various actions you can do. You can call him for help, but he's not going to be happy if you call him for help. Or you can call him down the road. If the road's clear, you can get him to move 3 spaces in action as well and hurry him up down the path. Now, if there's ever a choice to be made, every survivor takes a turn being basically the first player and having Lucille. We'll just start here for the sake of convenience with Sherry. And that's when you resolve things like effects, like some of your supply cards can have an effect where you get to choose, or the event cards too can have where the first player has to choose an action to happen. When everyone's activated, they've all got a token on their card. Then you do the walker phase. All the walker tokens move 1 square towards the nearest survivor. If they ever get in the line of sight, they flip, even during the actions of the survivors, and become X number of walkers. And then all the walkers on the table will move 2 towards the first thing they can see, and if they can't see anything, towards the nearest survivor. So they all kind of shamble forward. And they all attack in any order determined by, I believe it's the first player. So each one attacks, and you just pool zombies. So if there's 3 zombies, they all roll 1 red die. They roll 2 if there's 2, 3 if there's 3, etc., etc. And try and swarm the Zambos. Then there's the Negan phase, because Negan's gonna do something. If he ever starts in an unsecured room, he automatically becomes enraged. You don't flip a card for him. He just, you lose rep, so you lose reputation. You earn rep by doing things like killing zombies or securing rooms. The survivor within 3 spaces loses stamina because he swats him with Lucille. If no survivors are in range, Negan causes noise, he yells and increases the threat level. He's like a big whiny baby, basically. And then if adjacent to walkers, you don't even roll for them, you just remove a blue dice worth of walkers. He just kills that many. And then if in an unsecured room, he leaves via the short route, he makes his move, and don't resolve any card text on the action card, because he doesn't do whatever the card is. There's the end phase, that's where you deal with things like walkers standing back up. If they're knocked down by attacks, fires can happen and hurt people in the same room with them, and any sort of just like miscellany basically happens in the end phase. And then you rinse and repeat. If everyone goes into action, you lose, and you still go to the next scenario, but bad things happen. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get through, finish the scenario by getting Negan to his end point, and then have a certain amount of combined rep. And if there's 5 survivors, so you can play with less survivors if you want. If there's 5 survivors, the rep total, everyone combined, needs to be a certain amount. It needs to not just be like a scraped by, it has to be at least 20. So you have to like secured all the rooms basically and killed a bunch of zombies and not had Negan get mad at you. So that basic overview of the game, we're just gonna jump right into it. With Sherry as the first player. She'll gain her, she doesn't have to go first, anyone can go first. So actually we're gonna have John go first. I'll take his action token. 2 actions, so he's gonna move once, he's gonna move adjacent to the door. It opens for free. This is just an interesting way to show you this mechanic. It's convenient, there's one right here. And we'll immediately show you a room card. So as soon as he opens it, you stop his action and you resolve a room card. This room is on fire. Oh no, it's a place this many blue fire tokens. 2 blue fire tokens in the room. These are placed in the same way as walkers, which means you start on the secured thing and put it down. Like that. There's no supplies in there. We must have lit it on fire on the way in, which is terrible. That means the threat level is going to go up by 1 every single turn now, and I have no way of putting it out because I have to find supplies to find like a fire extinguisher to put it out. So we're just going to go 2, 3 back the way we came, and be done. We're gonna go with old, not quite hamburger face yet, Dwight next. He has some special rules. His gun's silent, which is great as crossbow. He moves 4 squares instead of the normal amount as well. Now, I think he's gonna take a run action. This is a different kind of move. You roll a blue die, and to add that much to your movement. But at the end of your move, you roll this die, and if you roll a badge, you gain a noise. Now he can re-roll badges because he's silent, he's stealthy. So he's gonna go 5 squares, 1, 2, opening this door, and then opening this door as well. Now let's see what's in this room. It's gonna be alarmed, supply token, white walkers, and resolve noise from the door you just opened. First we place a supply token anywhere at least 3 away, so we're gonna put it there. Then we're gonna have, sorry, it'll be there actually. Then we have a white die worth of walkers happen, 1. Now white walkers are always placed first on the secured token. And then finally, Dwight, he's moved 1, 2, 3, which means he has 2 left. He's just gonna go 4 because he can't move diagonally, 5. We finish his movement. Does he cause an extra noise? Nope. But then the noise does go up by 1 because there was noise in here. And then this walker will move immediately because there was noise caused. Cool is it moves toward the noise. So it's gonna move 2, 1, 2 towards the noise. And then I place a walker to the nearest entry point to what caused the noise, which is the door itself. So if I scoot in, and then conveniently the noise gets resolved. Actually, I wouldn't scoot in first because that would happen first. I'd still be here with 2 squares left. Oh, Dwight, what do you want to do? You can't move diagonally now because you got to fight that walker. I guess you could just try and stab it, but then you're going to be in the way. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to go 1, 2 back to here. You're going to fire a crossbow at this zombie. Dwight's a shooter, not a fighter, so he's going to roll 2 red, 1 for his, sorry, a white and a red, 1 for his shoot value and 1 for his crossbow. And we get 3 hits. Now the zombie rolls defense die, rolls 1 block. So it blocks 1, but we get 2 hits through with a critical, which means we headshot it. And Dwight gains a rep for killing that zombie. Negan's like, good job, buddy. Well, from there on, I think it's time for Tara to go. Tara likes to play knifey spoony. So she's going to move her 3. 1, 2. And then she's going to stab that Zambo. Now she's very stabby with a white die, and she gets an extra red for the combat knife. And she gets to fight against 2 adjacent walkers whenever she attacks. So she gets 2 hits, which means that unless he rolls 2 blocks, nope, the zombie goes down and is knocked down because there was no crits in there. And that's the activation over. Sherry has a very cool ability, Insightful. Once per round, she can spend an action to immediately perform an action with another survivor within 6. So she's going to have Tara make a stab. Now, when you stab prone zombies, they're just immediately taken out of action. Don't have to roll crit because you kill them when they're knocked down. So she advances hers again, gains a rep. And then Sherry gets to do an action, sorry. So the cool thing about that ability is Sherry gains a rep if the person that did the action gains a rep. So Tara gains a rep for doing that, and then Sherry gains 1 for having had the good idea, basically. So she's gonna move. She'll go 1, 2, 3 over to here, and then Laura's our only activation left, so she's gonna go, and she's gonna try and secure that room, but she's gonna have to run to do it. So she'll run, she's gonna go 1, so +1 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 into this room. So I want to try and secure this before Negan shows up and starts wandering around. Now, does she cause a noise? She does not. And then she's going to try and secure this room. So now you have to roll over the current secure amount, which is on the threat tracker there. So right now I have to roll 1. You get 1 white die per survivor in the room. So if she can roll it, and she does, she gains a rep now for having secured the room. Laura goes to 1 rep. And this goes to secured because there's no zombies in it, so I was able to secure it. That was the walker phase, and the walker token advances by 1, and then after that, first we flip an event card. So I've moved that, but I shouldn't have done that yet. And it's roamers, so we up the threat tracker by 1. Place 1 walker token on each entry point up to including the current threat. So it's still all clear, so I don't put that one down. And then choose a survivor, place a walker token on the nearest unsecured token to them, even if it's an open room. So unsecured tokens are the ones that are still red here. I'm going to choose to put it in this room because they might just die from the fire now. Then we would move this, so this would go to here, and actually we would not, we would actually gain line of fire to it, so we'll see how many it is. It's going to be a blue dice worth. So there's 3 zombies in there, and they start on the evacuated token, basically. And then we move all walkers. They go 2 squares. So this one's going to go 1 and stop, and then 1, 2, and then 1 and have to stop. So that zombie's going to hopefully burn. All attack. So that one's going to attack John and miss, and John defends anyway, so he's okay. So that is the walker turn. And then in the first turn, the Here's Negan phase, Negan just arrives in the square that he deploys in. So bloop, he shows up. He sent us in to clear the way. He doesn't do anything yet. But sorry, from turn 2 on, we have to check the Here's Negan phase card. So turn 2, remove all our action counters here. We've secured one of the en route rooms, but we don't want Negan to get adjacent zombies in the start of his round. So we're gonna have to call him after us and decide who wants to go first. Oh, sorry, end phase. Let's see if the zombie burns. First, there are fewer secured rooms than survivors, so the threat goes up by 1. Then it's on fire, so the threat goes up by another 1. And then every model within 3 of a fire token, we roll this die. If we roll a shield, they get exploded. So that zombie dies. This zombie dies. The Rasta zombie dies. And I take a damage on John. No, he's okay. Drawing a burning room in the first is gonna make this real interesting. All right, so let's see who's going first. We need to get these other doors open. We also grab some supplies. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with Laura, and she's gonna move 1, 2, 3, and then she's gonna grab that supply token and see what it is. Cigars! Discard this card when Negan's within 3 spaces and line of sight to gain blue dice worth of rep. We found Negan some cigars. Isn't that nice of you, Laura? Well, then we're gonna go with Dwight, and he moves 4. We're gonna run with him though, and go 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. We can go sideways. 3, 4, 5 to here. And do we want to open the door yet? Actually, we're gonna go 5 to there, I think, and just wait. There, actually, because we want to stay within 6 of Negan, and hopefully call him into this room. Then we'll go with, I guess Sherry? Yeah, no. We'll go with Tara. Tara's gonna go. She's gonna go 1, 2, 3 and stand on here. And then she's gonna call Negan. Yeah, let's call Negan. So clear the way. Negan moves 3. 1, 2, 3 along his path. Then Laura, who wants to go? Sherry's gonna go now, because we've had Laura go, we've had Dwight go, we've had Tara go. And she's gonna move her 3. 1, 2, 3. And I think we need to get Tara out of the way, actually. I just realized Tara's currently standing in Negan's path. So we're gonna have her move by doing the someone else takes an action. She's gonna move to there. And John's gonna move, and he's actually gonna make a run move. He goes an extra 2, so he's gonna go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. He causes noise. He does not. And that's the survivors done. All right, event phase. We've secured a room. +1 threat. And so we're at 5. You had 1 job. Choose a survivor. They must either lose a blue rep or flip the security token in the nearest secured room back to unsecured. If there are no secured rooms, this option can be chosen. Well, that's going to cause Negan to fly into a range. So who's got 0? John, you had 1 job. You get this much less. Hey, look, you're still at 0. All right, then this thing advances 1. And I think that's that. So we're on to Negan. So now Negan flips his action card. Negan is not in a, he is not adjacent to walkers or an unsecured room. So we draw the action card. You're growing on me. Move 3 spaces, add white to the nearest survivor. So 1, 2, 3. So Laura gets to choose. They're all equally near, so she's gonna choose to get a white die worth of extra. Yeah, Laura gains 1, she goes to 2. Good stuff, Negan's happy. Alright, so we're on to the end phase now. So the threat goes up by 1 because we have less secured rooms. Another 1 because there's fire. And then no one's within 3 of the fire, so nobody takes damage. We're gonna have to do this fast. I think Tara's gonna have to lead the way. So everybody comes unactivated again. Dwight's now in charge. And then Tara's gonna open the door because Tara's a stabber. So she's gonna move 1. Door opens and we reveal how many zombies is this? Oh geez, the maximum amount again. So blue die were the zombies. It's gonna be 3 zombies. Complete her move, and then stab the 2 zombies. She's fight white plus red, but unfortunately the fellows aren't lined up so she can fight 2 of them. She does 3. It can't defend against 3. Only does 2 max and gets knocked down. Well, and the important thing is that I think we need to have Sherry go next. She's gonna use her ability to have someone else act, to have Tara just kill the zombie that's on the ground now. Both gain a rep. Tara for the kill, and Sherry for the great idea of, hey, stab that guy when he's on the ground. And then Sherry could move, but she doesn't really want to be in the way, so she's just going to go 1, 2, 3 and stand in this corner. Then we're going to go with Dwight. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then open the door, and we'll see what's inside. It's going to be something terrible. Breach! 1 supply token, and blue dice worth of walkers. 2 walkers. He gets to move like this because these 2 are friendly. And then I guess he could act. I think he wants to shoot somebody. Also, there's an entry point in this room because there's a hole smashed in the wall because it's a breach. Yeah, we're just gonna crossbow, I guess, the nearest zombie. We're gonna crossbow this guy. Yeah, we could crossbow him. We're gonna crossbow army zombie because we really need to clear this up. So let's try and do it, Dwight. You won't die. You'll be okay. So it's red plus white. Can we shoot him in the head? No, but I think we knock him down. Yes, we do. That was this guy. I guess we gotta send in John. Go for it, John. John's gonna go an extra 3. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he'll just smash this guy on the ground. And gain 1. Actually, he could have gone to there and done that, which is important because I can leave this space free, hopefully, for Negan. Well, and then it's Laura's turn, and we don't want to be too noisy, but we're going to have to. She's just going to move 1 because she's got to make way for Negan, and then she's going to shoot this fella right here. She shoots blue plus white, and we're looking for a headshot. She doesn't get him. His defense, whatever, just gets laid down. That's a noise. They can't, I guess this one could get closer slightly. And we advance the noise level by 1, rather. But then she will give Negan some cigars to gain a blue dice for the rep. Because she's very sorry she couldn't kill that zombie. She gains 2 and goes to 4. We're doing line of sight isn't blocked by friendlies, just like movement isn't. So that's why she was able to shoot through Tara there. And that's all the survivor's actions. So it's on to the event phase. Let's flip and see what happens. Secure facility. Choose a survivor. Replace the 2 closest closed doors to that survivor with locked doors. Survivor goes down by 1, and we can lock some doors here. So let's lock this one. It has to be closed doors, so we'll lock this one and this one, I guess, because we have to get through. You can still open locked doors, but it requires an action now, a break and enter action, and it creates noise. Now, it doesn't require an action, though, if you're John, because his crowbar just jimmies him open. But luckily, the threat level went down at least, which is nice, because his fire is causing unbelievable havoc. And then we're on to the rest of the walker phase, which is movement. They're already adjacent, and they're just going to fight John. So 2 dice for these walkers, 2 damage, and he defends nothing. Oh no, sorry, he defends with a white die. Defends 1, so he takes 1 damage. Boop. All right, Negan is not adjacent to walkers in unsecured rooms, so he's going to flip an action card. Move 2 spaces. The nearest survivor loses white stamina, but you lose... Oh, sorry, restores white stamina, but loses blue reputation. But he can't move because survivors are in the way, so he becomes enraged. Survivor with the highest rep loses blue. So the highest rep currently is Laura. She loses blue rep. The cigars weren't good enough. She loses 1. Then, he's so mad. Survivors within 3 all lose 1 stamina. So 1, 2, 3, blocked by a wall. So Laura, Sherry, and Tara all lose the stamina as he freaks out and starts hitting them with the bat. Then, no adjacent walkers. If an unsecured room, leave via the shortest route, but do not resolve card text. Tara's in charge, new round. Oh, Negan's mad because he's got stuck in this room. Well, how do we want to do this? John, do you want to do this? Or does Tara want? Yeah, John wants to do this. So John's just going to move. He's going to go 1, 2, and he's going to bash the zombie to gain a rep. Tara's going to go. She's going to go 1, 2. And she's going to stab these 2 zombies. Now, she stabs 2 zombies adjacent when she uses her combat knife, which is pretty sweet. And she rolls a white plus a red. So white plus red. She stabs this one. Gains a rep. The other one just gets knocked down. She goes to 4 rep. And she's done. Then Sherry's going to go. And she's going to tell this guy to get out of Negan's way, because that's going to be terrible otherwise. And he's going to run. And he goes 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll open the door because we got to get to this room and secure it. So what's in it? It's going to be a rotten floor. So 1 supply token, a white dice for the walkers. Any model that spends part of its movement in this must roll a black die or they lose a stamina because they go through the floor. So there's 1 white die with the walkers. There's 1. And then we go 5, 6. It actually is there. And he's done, but she gets to complete her move, and let's see if I caused a noise. I did, up to 8, and then she gets to run as well if she wants, and she's going to. She does cause a noise, but goes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She'll stay on that. So I stand on it, it gets blocked. It's gonna go. He's just gonna stab that walker on the ground for a rep, and then he'll run as well. No, he won't run actually. He's going to secure that room with her. So we secure the room, we roll 2 white dice, and it's currently threat level 2. We get 3, so I gain the threat level, so he gains 2, 1, 2, and then Tara gains 1 for being in the room. So then we're going to run with her,
and she's gonna go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to there. And does she cause a noise? She doesn't. Sorry, that noise would have caused him to move, but he's already engaged. No, she doesn't actually. That becomes secured. It's her second action. She's gonna clear the way, and Negan's gonna move 3. 1, 2, 3. He moved in there. Does he take a stamina damage? He does not, because of the rotten floor. And that's all the survivors having acted now. So it's over to the event phase. Let's see what happens with the Zambos. Noises in the dark. Choose a survivor. They must choose to either lose white reputation or place a walker within 3 spaces with a clear route to them. Choose Tara, and we're actually going to place a walker right here, because if it attacks her, she can actually get fight when she defends. That sounds like a cool way of maybe getting a free swing here. So then the walkers move, they're already engaged, and then we swing. So Tara's got a blue defense dice against the white from her, and she blocks it, which means retaliatory strike, she gets a free fight roll against it. So she's gonna stab with the white and red, and she just knocks it over. And this guy attacks and does 1. His defense is white, he blocks it and he's okay. Well, Negan's not adjacent to zombies, and he's not in an unsecured room. So what does he do? Fight! Move 3 spaces. Any survivors adjacent to 1 or more walkers must immediately make a fight. If they remove a walker from play, they get blue experience. Awesome. So he's gonna move 3. 1, 2, 3 to here. And then everybody gets to fight. So she's just gonna down that and get blue. So she gets 2 from that. That's awesome. Tara goes to 7. And then John gets to make a fight roll. He does white plus white. And crits. And I don't think he can block that. Nope. So it dies 2. And he gains a blue dice worth. Yeah, Negan did something good for once. We got a 4. Oh, Negan, you're the best. You helped out so much. So end phase, we go up by 2, because there's 1, 2 secured rooms. There's still 5 survivors. So we go to 10, because of this still being burning. And no one's in range of taking any damage. So it's a new turn. John's in charge as he cleared the room. And we have to secure this room. So we just need to get out of this doorway, really. So he's just going to go back 1. And it's currently threat level 3, so he can't secure on his own, really. So he's just going to burn an action and doesn't take any damage. Then we'll go with, oh, let's say Laura, and she's going to run. And she goes extra 2, so she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she moved. She takes the damage, so she's a bit more beat up. And then she's still not going to try and search the room because I want to get as many people in there as I can. We'll go with Sherry. She's going to go an extra 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And she's actually going to... How far away am I? Is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it has to be 6 to make the move again. Oh, I could have done it first, though. I will. I'll do it first. I get a noise, though. I don't. And we'll actually force her to move. She'll go 1, 2, 3 with the extra action. Then Dwight goes. He'll run and go 1 extra, so he goes 5. He's going to find this container first, though. Let's see what's in here. So search and supplies. A glass bottle. It's a weapon. Discard this card and target an empty space within 6 to cause a noise from the target place. That's cool. I have to replace one of my things. I guess I'll replace the knife with it for now. He's going to move his 4. Well, I might as well run. He'll run 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down to here. Does he make a noise? He can re-roll it because he's stealthy. He does not. And then we go with Tara, and she gets to move 1, 2, 3 just into the room. And we try and secure it to here, actually, just in case she gets in Negan's way. And then do we try and secure it with 4 white dice? And we have to get over a 3. There's 4, 5. So she gets the 3 from that and goes to 10. 10. And then it becomes secured. Everybody else gets 1. So John gets 1 and goes to 5. Laura gets 1 and goes to 4. And Sherry gets 1 and goes to 3. The room is now secured. Okay, so we're on to the walker phase. There's no walkers on the table, so we're okay. So now it's just Negan. What does Negan do? He's not adjacent to walkers. You're weak. Oh no. Move 2. So 1, 2. And then remove 1 rep from all survivors within 3. The whole group loses a rep. Oh man, he's such a dick. So just randomly, we lose a whole bunch of rep, 5 rep basically in one go. And then we're on a new turn. Negan's just right here, so all we have to really do is say clear the way a couple times. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, and be on here, and that'll end the game. And there was a supply token in here, so I suppose we could have Tara flip it first, just to see if there's something cool. And it was the fire extinguisher. We needed to put that out. Last end phase was taking us to 12, by the way, putting us still into medium threat range. And that's the end. So now we have to figure out at the end of this what the survival rate is, basically, for us, and whether or not we got to top dog or not. How did Negan feel about our game? So with 5 starting survivors, we needed to get to 75 to have a really good job, or 45 for a solid victory. Scrape through is 20 to 44. So our total right now is going to be, because we lost 5 at the end, 2, 5, 8, 17, 21. So we got to scrape through. And so it doesn't actually mean anything for this. There will be a top dog though, the person that got the most stuff. But in survival mode, in scrape through, Negan begrudgingly admits that you did okay, but takes all your stuff away to make sure you don't get complacent. The survivor with the lowest reputation loses 1 stamina because they get a beating. If the survivor ends the game with any supply cards, they're discarded, and the survivor starts the game with 1 rep. We have to heal our injuries, because we did win, luckily. And for our injuries, we get to roll blue die and recover that much stamina. Now the person with the lowest rep, which is Sherry, she takes a beating and goes to 4, but then she heals it back up, so she's okay for the next game. Laura will start with full health. Dwight's okay. Tara heals to full, and John also heals to full. So for next game, everybody's fully healed. But he confiscates Dwight's glass bottle, so he doesn't get complacent. That being said, Dwight will start with 1 rep, because he did walk out with something, and so will actually Laura, because she walked out with the fire extinguisher. So because they had something, they'll start with a rep next game. Top dog, however, is actually going to be Tara. She had 9. She's going to start with a +1 action. So she can spend the +1 action token at any point during the game to take a free bonus action, which can be the same action she just took. And that's training day. So the next mission, mission 2, is going to be sending anyone home. And we're trying to clear out this room of zombies and stuff, get to the exit marker again with Negan. And there's a lot more rooms. There's twice as many rooms for us to get through to complete the objectives and try and finish up. So we've entered the facility, and in 2 weeks, you'll see our next game where we're going all the way through to start actually like beating down doors and stuff. Progress was harder than expected, but Negan refuses to give up. Spotting a stairwell in the east wing, Negan orders his group to fight his way through, determined to secure the first floor and create a strong foundation for future exploration. So there's 12 of these missions, and they end with the chairman of the board, where you have to clear the boardroom, and you have to have a high enough rep to actually finish the game. So you have it, our first look at Here's Negan, the Walking Dead board game where you try and escort a psychopathic megalomaniac through an abandoned factory surrounded by zombies with him constantly undermining you all the time. Yeah, that was a great sort of first run through. The training day mission is not designed to be hard, it's designed to teach you mechanics and also, of course, introduce you to sort of the ebb and flow of Negan's whims. So mission 2 will come up in 2 weeks and we'll be playing through to try and check out whether or not we establish our foothold in the bottom of this abandoned factory that will eventually turn into Sanctuary. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more Let's Plays in the future. Thanks now, Mash. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below to get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.